Hello, my students. Hope all of you are well. Today, we will discuss about a very important topic in our syllabus, the muscle contraction. So, muscle is very important part of our body, and skeletal muscle mainly composed of 40 to 50% of total body weight. Near about 400 skeletal muscles are present in human body. And skeletal muscles are involved for locomotion and different physiological function like digestion, respiration, and also different layer of the voluntary organs, and it's responsible for contraction and relaxation of voluntary organs. So in our body, different types of muscles are found according to their presence of cross striation. They are striated and non-striated or smooth muscle, and according to the nature of control, voluntary and involuntary. In our body, basically three types of muscles are present: skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles, and visceral muscles. Among them, skeletal muscles are striated and voluntary, but the cardiac muscle, though it's striated, but those are voluntary. And the visceral muscle, that means our abdominal or internal organs in abdominal and chest cavities lining, these visceral muscles are non-striated and involuntary. Now, at first we have to know about the skeletal muscle, because muscle contraction mainly related to the voluntary skeletal muscle. So why these are known as skeletal muscles? So obviously these are attached with the bone or skeleton. Here you can see this is a bone structure, and the skeletal muscles is attached with the bone through tendon. Here a basic organization of skeletal muscles. These smaller unit are the microfibrils. Myofibril. Myofibril, more than one myofibril together to form muscle cell or fiber. Then these muscle cells together to form muscle bulk or the total muscle fiber. But the muscle cells are multinucleated. That means syncytial cell. You know the term syncytium. So multinucleated. So why they are multinucleated? We have to go to their development. Here you can see the small cells that is known as myoblast. The in the development, this myoblast fuses, and the small individual cell can form the muscle cells or muscle fiber, long elongated structure which contain multiple nucleus. So that is the reason of muscle cells contain multiple nucleus, that they form from the myoblast cells. And here the layer of the muscle cells. Here you can see a layer that is known as sarcolemma. Basically that is the plasma membrane. And here sarco means the flesh, that is derived from a Greek word meaning flesh, and lemma obviously the covering, or sometimes it called as myolemma also. But actually it toughly connects with the basement membrane and the other muscle tissue and the different connective tissue, because during the contraction and relaxation, the muscle fibers or muscle cells have to toughly attached with the surroundings. So sarcolemma plays a very important role to attach the muscle cells with the surroundings. Now, here three kinds of layer known as epimysium, perimysium, and endomysium. Epi means outer. So, the total muscle fibers are covered with the epimysium. That is, the major vascular and nerve supplies all are present in the epimysium. Then, the individual muscle fibers are covered by the endomysium. So, endomysium is the outer lining of sarcolemma, Above the sarcolemma, we can find the endomycin, and between endomycin and epimycin, the muscle fiber, bulk of muscle fibril or the part of the muscle fiber, this the fascicle. That means some muscle fibers aggregate to form fascicle. The lining of the fascicle is known as perimysium. It is also a thinner connective tissue and surround different muscle fibers, blood vessels, nerves also, but not like so much which can find in epimysium. Now here are some definitions. Sarcolemma, you have already known: the muscle membrane, sarcoplasm, the cytoplasm of muscle cell, that is known as sarcoplasm, and most important part, that sarcoplasmic reticulum. Actually it is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum like other cells, but it is very important for muscle contraction because it is the storage of protein and it is the storage of calcium ion and responsible for protein production. When we discuss about muscle contraction, so we will discuss the role of sarcoplasmic reticulum. And here the sarcomere, that is the basic structural unit of a striated skeletal muscle. Later I will discuss about this. Now so some more points about sarcoplasmic reticulum. I have already mentioned that it is a very important part of the skeletal muscle, and and each and every myofibrils are lined by the tough sarcoplasmic reticulum, and mitochondria, glycogen deposits are also present in the smooth sarcoplasmic reticulum. And I have already told calcium ion storage is that. And in between sarcoplasmic reticulum, there we can see some transverse tubules. These are the also called T tubules. Actually, T tubules triggers the release of calcium ion which are stored in the sarcoplasmic reticulum, and at the time of contraction, T tubule or the transverse tubule trigger the release of calcium ion to the muscle from sarcoplasmic reticulum. So T tubule, actually these are the small inner projection of the cell membrane, that means sarcolemma. Sarcolemma penetrates the interior region and form the T tubule. Now these are the myofibrils and the basic unit of the basic unit or the smaller portion of skeletal muscle. These are the cylindrical structures. I will show you again the picture. And basically two types of protein filaments are known as myofibrils. Two types we can find: actin filament or thin filament, and myosin filament or thick filament. So why they are thick and thin? So we have to know. Basically the muscle contraction is responsible upon this thick and thin filament, and here you can see myofibrils. That means that sarcoplasmic reticulum intermingle the myofibril, and always there are a close association between myofilaments and the sarcoplasmic reticulum. This is the alta structure. Here you can see the sarcomere region. This is a diagrammatic structure, and this is the basic unit I have already told, composed of a dark band and two nearer half of each adjacent pale band. So this dark band is known as, you can see the purple color dark band, this is known as A band, and the pale bands are known as I band. So here the reasons why we are called A band and I band like that. We can see a black and white diagram. It is basically a phase contrast microscope picture of a skeletal muscle. We can see alternate dark and light band, and in the lower region you can see the purple figure. This is the histologic picture, and here the dark bands are doubly refracted when we studied under polarized light. So that is we can term it birefringent, and these are known as anisotropic from these anisotropic term we get the A band. Sometimes it called Q band also. And light band, these are the monorefringent under polarized microscope, and that's why they are isotropic and named as I band, and sometimes called also Z band. And here Z line, you can see the line between the and the middle of the I band, this is known as Z line, and between the A band here is a lighter zone. We can see in a black and white picture also, this zone is known as H zone. Or M line, the middle line of the A band, that is known as M line. So these lines and bands, those are present in the basic structure of muscle. When we compare with these kinds of structure, we can aggregate, and this is the unit of muscle fiber known as sarcomere. You can prepare your answer to give these kinds of figure along with some description. And one thing very important, that in relaxed condition, in relaxed mammalian muscle, sarcomere is only for 2 to 3 micrometer, but in stretch condition it can get up to 4 micrometer also. Now the entire muscle exhibits cross striation. You can see for the dark and light band, so that is known as striated muscle. So it is striated skeletal muscle. And here some small portion, basically it is the description of the figure, and you can get more information from the link. And now just I am mentioned the different protein components other than myosin and actin. Actually myosin, actin along with two other proteins known as tropomyosin and troponins, they composed of nearly 75% of the total protein of the muscle. But others proteins are titin, nebulin, alpha actinin, myomesin, obscurin and C protein. From the figure you can get all the proteins. Titin is a small red color protein, you can see here, connects the thick filament, that means the myosin filament, with the J line or J disc. Or nebulin, that is the small blue color protein, you can see, attach J disc with the actin filament. And another protein known as alpha actinin, you can see in black line in the Z line zigzag pattern. It is these kinds of proteins also attach the actin filament with the Z disc. So myosin, another protein, you can see these proteins also attach the myosin filament with the M line. So all these proteins are associated to the myosin and actin attachment with the basic structure. And obscurin, this is the sky color, this is a large, you can see the diagrammatic figure is sky color obscurin, this is the large giant protein. And actually it is a very important because it links the entire muscle unit or muscle fiber to the sarcoplasmic reticulum. So sarcoplasmic reticulum and between the muscle fiber there are obscurin. And C protein, actually it is a newly evolved protein, so research is going on, possibly it is a myosin binding protein. So here we can get the basic structure of muscle fiber. From the next class we will start the basic ultrastructure along with the sliding movement of the muscle, that is the basics of muscle contraction. So I think till now everything will be clear to you, and please give me feedback through inbox me or chat, and go through the book. Here a very important book, though it is a histology book by Michael H. Ross, you can follow that. So please go through the text along with different source and study well. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.